It's a podcast based on relationships, how to have a better relationship with yourself and others. So, I don't know if Tracy told you that, but that's how I met her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk about a bunch of esoterical stuff, but also we talk about, you know, toxic relationships, how to reach success by being yourself. And yours is finding your purpose.
Right.
So that's where we're at. You ready? Is you
I'm
okay?
recording,
You
yeah.
good? Okay, here we go. All right, so again, we edit this and, you know, whatever, if we need to start over, we can, but okay, I'm going to start with my stuff. All right. This is Advice for Life with Lynn, Season 2, Episode 3. I think that's right, Phil. That's my audio engineer. All right. Today's issue, finding your life's purpose. Let me do a little warm up. Okay. Here we go. Hi, everyone. It's one of life's mysteries. Why are we here? You may have asked yourself that question at some point in your life. You may have said, is this all there is? I have a friend who grew up with a drug-addicted mom, and the other day she said to me, I wonder if I grew up in a different family with different parents, if I would be as screwed up as I am today, which I thought was a great question, which I think she'd still be screwed up, because we all are. Anyway, so like many of us, my friend is working really hard on her issues, and she's still struggling to find the meaning of her own life, and she's in her 50s. We can all relate on some level. Many of us get caught up in the day-to-day surviving, and we forget there's a reason we're here. Today's guest, Elgin Davis, has written a book on how to overcome our past and how to discover our own life's purpose. Okay, let me do like a confession thing. Okay, top three things on my mind today. Number one, part of me is a little worried that if I find and complete my life's purpose, then I'll die. Because I hear like once you've done your mission, you're leaving. Number two, I've met some people in my life who say they've had the perfect childhood, and I want to slap them. Like, is that real? You say it is. Good for them. And number three, thing on my mind, this is the first time I've recorded this podcast by myself without my audio engineer and producer. Thanks, Phil. And I'm super nervous. I hope it works. Are we recording? Yeah, I think so. All right, background check. The background on today's guest. Elgin Davis is a former NFL running back with the New England Patriots. He grew up very poor in a poor neighborhood in Jacksonville, Florida. His father was an alcoholic, and his mom worked really hard. There was addiction and there was poverty, but he always had a dream of playing professional football. He was very talented, and he broke school records at the University of Central Florida. He was so good that he and another guy were the first UCF football players to be drafted into the NFL. Wow. And Elgin went on to play for the New England Patriots. Playing for the NFL was a lifelong dream, but then he got really hurt, seriously hurt, because, you know, football's dangerous. He had a choice. Use cortisone to numb the pain and hurry up and get back on the field, or lose his place to another player. Fear, that'll get you. He went on to use the cortisone, but he had already damaged his body. You know, and you push yourself so hard. And his football career came to an early end. Then another tragedy. His best friend, former Patriots teammate Daryl Usher, was shot and killed. Elgin's first daughter was born when he learned his best friend was dead. How's that for timing? From there, Elgin went downward, depressed, started to abuse alcohol, but somehow he rebuilt his life. He overcame adversity, found new meaning, because, you know, no longer was he playing football. He overcame adversity just like he did with poverty and abuse as a child. And while doing that this time, he discovered his true purpose in life. And Elgin is here today to help us learn how we can discover our own purpose. Welcome, Elgin.
Thank you, Lynn. I'm very honored to be on your show.
Thank you for coming. Okay, so I have your book in my hand here. It's a great black and white picture here on the front. Why did you title your memoir, Why Did It Happen to Me?
Well, I think it's a question that we all, at some point of our life, we want to know, why did it happen? And I think growing up, not really understanding my full value as a person, not really understanding who I am as a person, these are questions that came to mind, because I just didn't understand, when you work hard and you do the best that you can do, why good things just didn't come about. But I had to learn patience. It didn't mean that it wasn't going to come. It was in the process. And so for me, I had to understand the process of success. It has a beginning and has an end. It's like any pregnancy. You know, it has a 9-month period in terms of the pregnancy, but sometimes our goals have a longer process depending on the depth of your purpose. Normally, the bigger the purpose, the more it takes to develop who you are as a person, and now you're ready to be delivered. So we go through a process of a pregnancy, if you will, and if we go through the right nutritional values of that pregnancy, we would have a healthy child. Well, we also can have a healthy purpose.
So you're saying the bigger the purpose you feel like, the longer it's going to take you to get there. So be patient if you're at a certain age and you're like, why the hell isn't this happening?
Yes,
Absolutely.
And that can be a turning point, because sometimes, Lynn, we can be so close but look like we're so far away, and we're easily deterred by people, the wrong people in our circle. We may have a desire that has not presented itself, because it's all about opportunity. But as long as we prepare ourselves, at some point in life, that opportunity with preparation, when it meets, boom, it's like an explosion, and that's the moment that we've been waiting for.
How do you prepare yourself?
Well, it starts with you. It starts with a healthy, it's like a balanced diet. You have to definitely have the right gifts, and we're all born with that. And it's our job to develop that gift, that now we can use that gift to serve on a higher level. So that we have to develop our gift. We have to discover what it is. You know, I talked to some of my friends, and they was in the shower singing, and they, wow, I can really sing. They discovered their gifts in the strangest places and ways. But your gift will always find a way to surface somehow, some way. So we have to discover what our gift is. Then it's our job to manage that gift, to nurture that gift, to develop that gift. And the best way we have to do that is through education. So anyone that has a gift, yes, that gift is like a child. It has to be nurtured. It has to grow. And the best way we do that is through education. So gift and education. And the third thing that I think we must have some type of spiritual base. Whatever religion or spiritual base you choose, that's between you and your creator. But whatever it is, it should show some signs of growth. In other words, we can't be the same person when we start as when we finish. And so, because if not, we're not growing. We can't measure the growth. So spirituality has some form in our success. And so I believe that purpose brought us into existence, point blank, because the world is in need of something. And what it's in need of is the gift that's in you. But the world can never get the gift if you don't develop it, if you're not responsible for it. And so what we have to do is understand that we are special, all of us. But when we lose our divinity, when we lose the thing that makes us so great, then we can be compromised. Mm-hmm. And so my role and my gift is to share with others the beauty of life. And when you find life, there is no death. You know what makes Michael Jordan live forever? He developed his gift so much that even though he's not playing, what he did with this gift can never be forgotten. And any great person, whether it's in science, whether it's in sports, or whether it's in journalism, you would never forget them.
And so you're saying the gift is actually deeper than what you're doing.
Yes, the gift is eternal. Mm-hmm. Now, what you do with the gift is certainly not eternal, but point out yourself. This is the keys of immortality. The keys of immortality is that when you read, if you are a religious-based person, when you read about the work of Jesus or Moses, these people and prophets and saints will never die. They spent 2,000 years, but we still refer to them today.
Their legacy.
Because they're still alive, because what they were born to do. They did. They died on what they were born to do.
Well, Elgin, I'm not Jesus, nor am I Moses, nor am I Elgin, and I think a lot of people listening feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So I get you. You're supposed to find your gift.
Right.
How do you find your gift? What if you're not singing in the shower and go, or what if you hear yourself singing and go, I'm pretty good, but there's 3 billion other people who are better than me?
Sometimes your gift finds you. You don't have to go look for it. It's right inside yourself. You don't have to walk 10 miles. You don't have to run a marathon. You don't have to go on a journey around the world to find who you are. Who you are is right where you stand. Who you are and your gift is right there. You were born with it.
So how do you know what it is?
Well, normally the things that brings you the most joy in doing
Okay.
is normally what you're born to do. Because it's hard to dedicate yourself to something that you don't like.
That's true.
But when you love it, it's easy to submit to it when you love it.
So focus on the things that you love.
Yes.
And that's a natural
Absolutely.
path.
Absolutely. Love becomes the path that we must seek. And that's the same thing we look for in a companion. That's the same thing we look for in a career. That's the same thing we look for in a house, a car, clothes. Oh, I love these shoes.
I love shopping and I love eating. There's my passion. I mean, maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you were, I want to go back a little bit.
Okay.
So when you were young, I love this in your book. You wrote on the back of your bedroom door, Chicago Bears, here I come.
Right.
Okay, and in your senior yearbook, you also quoted playing professional football as a lifelong ambition. So
Right.
looking back, can you see, Elgin, how you manifested a professional football career? I mean, you were young writing on your door.
Man. But you know what, Lynn? Gail says he was the catalyst,